Does this mean we're live on Twitch?
I didn't get an error this time, so I assume this means that we're live on
Okay.
Twitch this time. Trevor dodged a bullet this time, I think, but it's still his fault anyway, right? Can you
Always.
Can we pull his GIF later at some point?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's fault regardless.
Ayo, yokoso, which means welcome. 새해 복 많이 받으세요. 신년快乐, which means Happy New Year if you're celebrating Lunar New Year. I hope that you're all having a fantastic evening or day out there, wherever you are in the world. I am joined by a super special guest tonight, the man himself, Monto.
What up? How's
Yes.
everyone doing?
Awesome. Not as good as you, I hope, Monto. Not as good as you, because I know you got some really awesome stuff to talk about with us and show us later.
I got some goodies.
No
It's a
pressure.
Show and tell.
No pressure. Yes, and of course, you know, I'm joined by my co-host that I always say that I couldn't do without. I don't think the feeling's mutual though.
Sup, I'm Cliff.
Hey, Nelly.
Hey, it's Zach.
I hope you're all having a fantastic time. A much better time anyway than what we're seeing with the prices. I guess the celebration and Lunar New Year festivities are already over, because if you've been looking at these prices of the markets and RAM, and it's all a bad time. At least if you've hopped on our Discord, you would have seen the news that includes things like the rich and powerful gifting each other RAM necklaces and expensive GPUs as wedding gifts. I wish I was kidding about that. Yeah, you can check out that article for yourself if you hop on our Discord. But if those of you who are regulars on this channel, you've probably already seen that people are now getting their Apexes in the mail. They're also getting their Super X's in the mail. But what if, you know, that's not in the cards for you? You happen to be someone that already has a handheld right now, or, you know, you're just not in a position to upgrade. Do you have like other options? Because, you know, yeah, RAM itself is getting very expensive. What is it like? What did you see, Zach? Isn't it like 32 gigs of like DDR5, like going for a few $100s?
Yeah, like 200-300.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, or was that 4? That might have been DDR4.
Yeah.
5 probably is probably about 600 or 700.
There he goes. There he goes. Yes, I set him up for that. Okay. So, you know, what about something that is definitely a passion of Zach's, and that is streaming. The option of local streaming or remote streaming, right? I'm sure you've all had some experience with it, and if you haven't, this is a perfect time for us to discuss it. Monto, you were telling me that you had a little bit of experience, and you were doing some like some crunch time. You're doing some crazy stuff. Can you share your experience?
I was locking in. So I knew in preparation of the stream, I decided to fully lock in, test out 3 different kind of tiers of handhelds and game streaming on each one.
Is that the same handheld, just different color?
I'm gonna go. I feel like I don't feel welcome here. All right. So while they
Sorry,
all
we don't have
may
the kick
look
button in this app.
similar, while they all may look similar, these are actually, contrary to popular belief, 3 handhelds, 3 different handhelds, $100 handheld, $200 and something handheld, and like a $400 handheld. So I was testing out game streaming on each of them to see, is there that much of a difference? And I can tell you straight up, these ones are great. $100, it can't. It's got wobbly knees. I had to bring down the bitrate to 5 megabits per second in order to get a playable frame rate on here. That's crunchy. 5 is crunchy. But while I'm here, I've also been testing out a little wild card. And that's everyone's favorite. The conversations are hot these days. AYN Thor this, RGDS that, Minecraft DS, running Fallout 4. And this ain't a video. This is playable.
It's not a YouTube clip?
It's not a YouTube clip. So yeah, anyone who wants to game stream, you can do it on anything. Just give it a whirl.
Just not that $100 one. Don't.
Just not that $100 one. No,
Yeah.
you will not have a good time.
Sorry, Monto. We might have to break out an umbrella for you. I'm not sure if that's rain or if that's spit coming from Nelly. I'm not sure. I just to clarify. I mean, Could you tell us, Lamonto, like what are you streaming from? Is that like a local streaming, or is it like? Could you tell
So
us
yeah,
more?
that's local streaming.
Okay.
It's through Artemis and Apollo.
Awesome.
That's kind of like the everyone. If you've streamed in the past couple of years, you might have done Moonlight. That before that, it was kind of Steam Link was the best option for a long time, and then it was Moonlight and Sunshine. Those are like the pairings, and now Artemis and Apollo is the new hotness, and it's really good. It adds a ton of features, and highly recommend if you have a powerful PC to stream from. If you got some games installed, all that jazz, then Artemis and Apollo.
Yeah, I agree. It's actually a really good experience. I know Zach has been hearing me talk all about the pseudo phones and how pseudo phones can, do some great game streaming themselves too. But I'll talk about that another time because I feel like pseudo phones are a whole different topic. Zach, can you tell us your the setup that you were going for, or like share with everyone at home?
Yeah, I've definitely dabbled in just about everything. I mean, from cloud to local. Right now I've got, a pretty beefy rig. Recently, I got it all before the craziness happened. But, yeah, I mean, I stream it to my phone, Legion Go. I tried it on my Smart Pro. I was able to use a little bit more than, 5 megs on the bit rate with that one, even though that one's, it's an all-winter chip. I'm just surprised. I don't know if it's just a Linux OS on it instead of Android, but yeah, it runs smoothly on just about everything. If you're local streaming, even, using, internet from, my desktop 5G to my phone. As long as you got decent 5G, you can get some pretty good experience with it. If you got pretty crappy 5G, then, you might be a little rough and just be stuck with local streaming. But even like local streaming. So, I know we're going to talk about eGPUs later. I keep calling my desktop PC my wireless eGPU because I use it more for local streaming than I am actually, plugged into it or anything. So, yeah, that's for the most part, I think my experience. It's yeah.
Thanks for that, Zach.
Train of thought. Ran off.
I'm gonna go to the jack of all trades. Clef, could you tell us what your streaming experience is?
Well, man, let's sit down because it's story time. I've been streaming for a long time. The very first time that I used streaming to play a game was Battlefield Bad Company 2, if I'm not mistaken. It was on an iPad 2nd generation. That was way back when. And it was, I don't know if people know that, Splashtop, which is an app to VPN into your PC, had a collaboration with NVIDIA. To this day, I still believe that NVIDIA stole the tech from them and broke the partnership. But anyways, I don't know, right? That being said, even back then, it worked okay. The moment NVIDIA dropped GameStream, it completely changed the game. You were basically having Wii U performance with the gamepad locally on your network. So one thing I'll say for anyone out there that's saying, oh, well, I tried, it doesn't work, just work a little bit harder at it because you will eventually get it to work. Work with your bit rate. Because if you do, it's basically like taking your rig, bringing it to another room with no wires, battery for days, playing on a device that you want that probably weighs nothing. Game streaming is so freaking good. It's so amazing. Now, my setup, I don't even know if I want to say it. My setup is a 5090. Okay, it's completely overkill for streaming. But my point is, you don't need that to do it. You could do it literally from an Ally, not even an Ally X or Xbox Ally X. You can stream from a handheld PC to another. I know it sounds weird to do, but again, batteries.
It does sound weird.
But you're tethered. You have that 30-watt TDP, like you're pushing that device to the max. And, pushing it to the limit is a motto of HU these days. Mm-hmm. So you got to do it. You got to push it to the limit. And then you put that on a Red Magic Astra, devices that doesn't cost an arm and a leg with the current situation. And you're going to have such a blast. Yeah, it's really good.
Thank you.
Lastly, You can even do some cool stuff because when you stream from a PC with Apollo and Artemis, Monto probably knows a lot about this. You can resize your screen to whatever format you want. So for example, if I stream on a Fold, I can have the square format. My point is, I don't, it's not up right now, but I had a build in the garage that was just for retro. And I would put 4x3 and it was just the retro machine. There's a lot that you can do with streaming. It's really, really fun.
Thanks for that, Clef. I think you shared a lot of really good suggestions, except for the 5090 thing. I mean, that might be... I kind of feel like if they're going to go with the 5090, yeah, maybe then just buy an Apex, like I know Nelly's itching to say. Before Nelly takes it and completely derails this, though, because I feel like this is the direction we're going. I just want to hop onto what you said, Clef, about NVIDIA. My first experience was actually using Game Stream on my NVIDIA Shield, and like I streamed from my desktop to the NVIDIA Shield. It was... I'm not gonna lie, it was jank as hell. I mean, that controller was also not a good controller, but you know what? No. That was like way in its infancy, and that was like the controller mappings were all kind of screwed up. I feel like there were probably a good number of people who experienced that, and then they were like, never again, this is terrible. But like since then, it's like complete night and day, night and day.
I just got to speak real quick on what you said, because I have an NVIDIA Shield literally behind this wall, sitting on a shelf. I used to rock my kid, and there's actually, because I used to do Final Fantasy 14, one of my raiders from the time messaged me today to say he's been watching HU and he likes it. And he would know, because they were so angry at me, because I would rock my kid, he was a baby back then, and raiding on my Shield. And it was perfect, dude. You just needed to, like, I don't know.
You just needed a 5090 back then.
Wait.
No, I think I was doing it on like a GTX 970.
Wait, just to clarify, do you mean the Shield as in the Google box, like the Android TV box, or do you mean Shield the tablet?
Dude.
Which one are you talking about?
I have the same one he's talking about. It's the NVIDIA Shield. It's got the box.
Yes,
it's a black box.
spaceship.
It's slim. It looks like a spaceship. Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
then
not the tablet.
No. I also have the tablet. Okay. Well, because I threw them in the recycling bin like a month ago. I'm not even kidding. I had two of them because they eventually sent a message to say that they were going to destroy it and ship a new one. They sent a kill switch to the. I'm not even kidding.
Makes sense.
Anyways,
makes sense. So,
yeah,
that
was the thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, I believe it. What I was trying to say, though, is I think that a lot of people had like a bad experience like a long time ago, and that has completely colored their experience, whereas like it's completely night and day now. Like if your experience was Google Stadia, like first of all, sorry, that's a bad experience. But then like, I'm sorry, I meant to say it like a Trevor, sorry. That's a bad experience. But now it's a much better experience. It's I can't even say. I made a video, and this is my own self-shield and self-plug, which somehow people are actually still finding now. It's over like a year and a half old. I think it's like 2 years old now, where I used an Ally with a 6850 MXD, the XG mobile, and I was playing PC VR on that, which is technically streaming from that Ally because it's wireless, right, to like my Quest. And I'm looking at Nelly's reactions. You're like, why would you do that? That's like the craziest thing possible. Okay, my story's over. Nelly, what's your experience with streaming, if any?
Well, like, what was it? Over 10 years, maybe 15 years ago, when that NVIDIA Shield came out, like that box to the TV. I tried that, and I used to have that connected to my desktop upstairs, and then to the main TV. If some people were over, we could play Jackbox. It's like very light gaming because it wasn't great. It was okay of an experience. Sorry, Clef. It was okay at the best.
In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark cold hotel room.
And we're back.
We're so back.
to get back in.
I'll give you a show. Don't worry.
Let's.
Right, so
that's perfect. Thank you, Monster.
This is Minecraft.
I lost all my chat XP, guys.
that part was intentional, Zach. That part was intentional.
Oh, jeez.
All right, I'm gonna.
You know what? This one's not a YouTube problem. I mean, we could put the blame on YouTube, but really, Gigi had a moment there.
Yes, I did.
Where he's like,
my server.
You know what, Ellie?
reset.
I don't want to listen to you. You just.
How did you know?
Ended the stream.
How did you know?
He's like, I've had enough of this. No.
Okay, I'm
all good.
edit.
I had a very, very different experience with
With the Shield?
local. Oh, big time.
Yeah,
Big
you know what?
time.
I
So how
didn't
about
even
that
connect
streaming,
it back
guys?
up. At like after that, I didn't connect it back up. I didn't want to go back to having that streaming performance, and even the PS Portal didn't give me the greatest experience at the beginning because like it's the PS5 that was disconnecting, not the Portal, the PS5.
So to be fair, because you know how I kind of go a little crazy when I focus, whether it is games or hardware. When I'm focused, I'm like I go overboard. When I got into streaming, I think within a month, I was out at Best Buy buying like a $400 router, which at that point in time was kind of ludicrous. Nowadays, you can buy them for $1,000, but back then the average router was like
$1,000?
60. Today, yeah, absolutely.
You're buying a router for $1,000?
I am looking at one. I haven't done it yet,
Oh wow!
but that's the thing.
Whoa!
But that,
I'm getting
but that's
GPU
the
for
thing,
that.
though. Yeah, but when you have like a bunch of lights and then computers and man, I don't want to mess with my signal. I want everything to work every time. So to be fair, maybe that's why my experience was peak. But nowadays, you can get those routers for like what, 100?
I would
you don't have
never.
to
I would
splurge.
never spend $1,000 on a router.
The difference is
Just-
night and day.
Just buy an Apex and don't stream. just buy an Apex and don't
But see,
stream.
that's the difference though. Like me at home, I have literally at least 4 live like streaming feed at all times. You
Yeah.
know, each kid have YouTube. Sometimes they have to because they're like their dads.
Mm-hmm.
Like one on the tablet, one on the TV. My wife does the same. My other son, like it gets crazy. I don't want to mess with my signal.
You're gonna need like what is it, like the Octavius Spider-Man edition where he's got the multiple spider hands, so that you can like, you know, you have to create like an exo suit so that you have multiple hands that you can like MagSafe all your stuff
actually.
to. You're like, I do. That's my setup. It's as many screens.
Everything is mag-saved.
Everything.
It's the mag-saved palms.
That's the eight
That's your
legs
router.
that you're talking
Water. Child.
Oh, wow.
about. Yep.
Man, if Clef
Well,
had
I
a
was
way to
thinking
like
for a
control
second-
arms, ooh, look out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I was thinking that was one of those ROG Raptures or whatever for a second, but that looks like one of
that's,
those TP links.
Yeah, that's a TP link.
Yeah, those are nice. I mean, beam forming and antennas every which freaking direction in your house.
Yep.
You think that's healthy?
I mean,
Got the 5G.
I mean, I want my wireless toys to work. So
I mean, we're just
point
now
an
finding
antenna.
out about Tylenol, so
I mean, isn't that how Clef's going to get superpowers from all that? Like,
Yeah, that's
Wi-Fi
Something's
gonna
gonna
extra
happen.
arms.
Yeah, all that- all
like
that
whether
Wi-Fi
it's good or
radiation.
bad, something will happen.
Yeah,
He's gonna
we'll-
reach
we'll-
out for that router, and a spider's gonna bite him at the
Dude.
same time. He'll be like, "It happened,
Rolling the
guys.
dice.
Oh my
I
God.
have
All of
I have them."
all the
Investing on
chat
a
will
boss
be ready
router
for
is
it.
worth it. That's all I got.
all the chat will be will be here for it. Yeah. Okay. I mean, so what's funny? What's funny before my skill issue ended the stream? I mean YouTube's skill issue. That's what I'm gonna say. Before the stream ended, thank you all for coming back and getting back in here so that Zach can rebuild his chat XP. So I mean, Nelly was. It's funny because what Nelly was saying was kind of what I was alluding to earlier before that, right? I was saying like she had a bad experience with it, and it was like, nah, you know, I'm done with that. You know, I'm just going to do with something better. I'm literally just going to play my games locally. Like, am I wrong in that, or is that like reasonably accurate?
Yeah,
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
and like,
I'm just gonna buy hardware that can handle my games.
and that is a fair take, with exception, I think, to like the current market prices of people not being able to afford something like
Yeah.
an Apex, because you know, there was something which, by the way, if you missed it, and I should have said this as part of the intro, some more skill issues. We are recording this live, so if you are missing this section live, you're missing our after show where it's called Handhelds Unhinged, because all these people get super unhinged. I mean, like I'm just here, and then like I leave, and I don't know, like I have no idea what's going on. It just becomes like completely out of control. So if you're catching this replay, though, you're missing that section. the only way for you to catch it is to hop on our Patreon, which is free. None of it is paywalled. And then you can see all that, because we'll get in trouble if we leave that on YouTube. Back to this whole thing, though, about, these prices. Like, during our last week of Unhinged, we did talk about the ayaneo Next 2, because I know the people were itching for us to talk about it. And the prices, oh boy, have you seen the prices of those things? Like, Monto, have you seen the prices of that thing?
That's next to bankruptcy. Is where it would put me.
It's three routers.
It's 3 routers. It's 3 routers.
Just a cool 3 routers.
In case anyone missed it, here it is. Here it is. In case anyone missed it. Okay. So remember that this is early bird pricing.
That's super early bird. Starting.
Yeah. Right. Which means
bare minimum.
ayaneo takes your $2,300 and does whatever they want with it first, and then you have to wait for 6 months or whatever, and then
At least.
Yeah,
At
probably.
least 6 months.
Yeah, and then maybe you get your device, or if it's not held up at customs or something like that. And God forbid the one that you got was this one, and it was held up at customs. Oh, that would be a real bad time. And yeah, so like in this context, what we're talking about as an alternative is you can have a reasonably powerful PC. I mean, Montos, yours is not even cutting edge, but it's way more powerful than like any of the handhelds that are out now. Right?
Yeah. I use pretty like basic stuff.
I don't know. You say it's basic, but you told me before the stream, but you want to tell the audience and like.
Yeah. So my like backup PC is all my kind of like older parts. But even my new PC is just like a 3070 Ti. I think it's like a Ryzen. One of like the good Ryzen chips from a couple years ago. So it's all I probably upgrade stuff every couple years, like at most. And as long as it does like what I need for my job, then I'll take whatever performance I can get outside of that. But yeah, over there for my like streaming PC, I have a 2080 Ti. Shouts out, 2080 still kicking. And then like a solid Ryzen chip, again, just nothing crazy. I think I have like 32 gigs of RAM in that thing.
Oh, that's worth
like
a lot.
That's worth that. That's a gold mine.
It's a gold mine now. Yeah, that's a gold mine.
You don't
probably
even
sell
want to
that
know
by
what I got in
Apex.
this bad boy.
Yeah,
I bought it before RAM went up.
That's a gold mine.
Yeah.
And it's funny you mentioned the 2080 Ti, because I'm pretty I forgot, but the 2080 Ti has 11 gigs of VRAM, I think. And that's
Really?
still more. Yeah, that's still
It's
more.
pretty good.
Like it's GDDR6, but like that's more than a lot of like even mid-range cards are like shipping with now. Like it's you don't get like the latest DLSS, you don't get like the frame gen and stuff unless you use these special like tricks and tactics that Zach will tell us about later. The thing is that those cards, like the high end cards, they actually still like held up to some extent, like even a 2080 Super, I think. So like it's kind of shocking in that context, right? And just to give people framing of something else that we also talked about before was, we're talking about Nellie's Beloved, which is, amazing if you got it at the price that pre-orders
Oh, so
did.
good.
If now,
So
if you got
good.
it, yeah,
Let me join you.
like it's
So
don't get me wrong, it's
good.
amazing if you got it at this price at pre-order, but that's not an option now for people who are waiting or people who. Okay, guys, save it for the after after show. I don't want to get demonetized here. Like save it for the after show. So like if you look, this base price here is $17.59 for the 385, right, and 32 gigs of RAM, and then like. They don't have the 128 anymore. But like, 64 gig, like this is the one that you have, right, Nelly? And
Yep.
Clef?
That's
too?
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you guys mind telling the audience like what you guys paid, like in the end?
17.
Like Canadian, right?
Okay.
I'm trying to remember.
For 2447, 2447, 64 gig plus 2 terabyte plus a 1 terabyte ByWin card plus the Frostbay plus 2 extra batteries with 2 extra tether cables plus the battery bank charger like dock.
Okay, so you said 2447. That's 2447
US.
Canadian. Wait, US.
US.
Oh, okay. So like
$50 less than that got me all of that.
all of that.
Yeah, you're
all the
like pretty
extras.
much set.
Right?
That you are just good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with all
lottery here.
Yeah, Right.
Yeah.
And so like I was also alluding to this in the after show last time, which was that like if you got one of these in, and you know, like this panel has been skeptical or critical about the Win 5 before too, but even if you got a Win 5 at like the pre-order price, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like both of these purchases, they're looking like, you know, the 5090 purchase. If you bought a 5090 more than a year ago when it launched, like that at $2,000 MSRP, like you got away with a steal. Like, okay, if you were Clef and you bought 5 of these, you got away with 5 steals. But, you know, like for the average person, maybe they were lucky to get one of these things. And so, yeah, this is one of the reasons why we're talking about this tonight, because it's, you know, a pretty hard pill to swallow when you're looking at how much these things now cost, right?
Send kids to college or buy handheld.
Pretty much.
Handheld,
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, handheld, obviously.
Yeah.
They need to earn their way.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
they can pay for their own college when they work.
This is true. For those of you who don't know, that's our friend Chris from Handheld Hardware, part of HU. And yeah, you can come and chat with him, and he can tell you all about how he's going to buy the handheld, and the kids can figure their own college funds out.
Mm-hmm. Teach kids with the handheld.
Yeah, online school on handheld.
There you go, yeah.
Give it right back, though.
So, like, outside of, like, local streaming, let's say that even buying a gaming PC or, you know, like a mid-range laptop, let's say, that has a 5070 Ti, whatever type deal. Like, have any of you had experience with, like, you know, the paid streaming services? GeForce Now, Xbox Game Pass? Would you be willing to share any of that with our audience? And, you know, don't worry, Phil or Jensen are not watching. You can say whatever you want about those services. Even the dead Stadia.
Oh, no worries. I'm pretty sure he's still getting money from me. I think I forgot to cancel it after I upgraded my desktop.
Uh-oh.
I gotta go back. I'm gonna have to go back and look now. But yeah, GeForce Now is a lot better now than it used to be. Like, I remember some of the days where it was like you'd queue up and you'd be like waiting forever, and latency was super bad. I don't know. I think I was even more like deeper in the Midwest than I am now. That, you know, so 5G was just nothing. It was like 4G LTE. It might have even been like the 3G that pretends it's 4G. I don't even know. But yeah, I mean, now, as long as you got decent 5G even, I ran a speed test the other day on my phone just for funsies, just for even my local streaming, and I get almost 200 down on my phone on 5G, and I don't even think that was with full bars. So that's more than enough to stream with. And if you if you don't have money to, you know, build a desktop or even, you know, buy $1,000 handheld, not even talking the Apex or the Next 2 or anything. Compare this to like the Ally or Legion Go, anything from, you know, 1,000, 1,500. Like, I think it's $20 a month now.
GeForce Now?
GeForce Now, is it $20 a month?
That's in freedom money for sure, because in Canadian
Freedom
it's way much more.
Oh, boy.
There's also that. Is there
Freedom
still
dollars.
that free? Is there still that free tier where you can just wait in
Yeah,
line?
but getting
I'm
in
currently
is kinda
pulling
tough.
it up. I will say that anything less than their top tier is pretty rough. I had performance for a little bit, which was like the middle one. That one's 10 a month. So yeah, the ultimate's 20 a month. Yeah, so the 10 a month, it locks you in at 1440/60, which when I got into it, because they had like 6 months for $1 or some crap, I don't even remember. But they were running some kind of special. I'm like, man, even this doesn't seem to be working very good on their end. Like, latency was super high, but then I switched to their $20 ultimate, you know, and all of a sudden, like, oh, hey, problem solved. Just throw more money at the problem.
So to clarify for people,
Still, for $20 a month, like, it's not bad.
to clarify for people, Zach, like what separates GeForce Now from like Xbox Game Pass is like those are your own libraries that you're accessing, right? Or is
Yeah,
it-
so with GeForce Now, you are accessing your own libraries. You buy the games on Steam. Even if you had I think, base, I think it works with even like the base tiers of Game Pass, like PC Game Pass. Those games can get pulled over into GeForce Now and run that way too. So you don't necessarily need like So if you just want the Game Pass or like just the games from Game Pass for 10, I think it is, or 12. Pricing's all over the place anymore. I'm going to stop talking numbers. But you can pull those into Ultimate as well. But GeForce Now, you can run Steam, Epic, everything's integrated into it. I wonder if I still have. I don't think I have the app on my computer anymore. So
I mean,
I was going to look it up, but yeah, you can just basically you own it, you play it. You're a virtual machine, basically, is what you're doing here.
Okay. And
Except you don't own the hardware.
Fair. I mean, which is the way that we're going. You're not going to own any.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
You don't own anything.
Yeah, you don't.
And you're going to be happy about it too.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
One thing I know I own.
Yeah.
Minecraft 2DS,
And that
baby.
thing streams Fallout 4.
That thing can stream Fallout 4 from my $2,000 computer, probably.
I think I hear a knock at your door.
Yeah, exactly.
Some lawyers from Nintendo.
So,
Give me that back.
So, I mean, what about you, Monto? Have you had experience with like streaming services?
Not in a long time.
Okay.
I've done local streaming just ever since I just got my own equipment. I never really saw a need to game stream remotely, especially because if I'm at my house where I got good internet, then I will stream from my local desktop. And then if I'm out of the house, then chances are I probably won't have good internet. So I'm probably not going to stream. If I'm at a hotel or something, I'm not going to have good internet. I just accept my fate. So the last time that I really tried out streaming was Xbox way back, like 5 years ago. That was bad. I heard that they got better since then. But the other one that I tried since then was GeForce Now. And I tried the free one just to run some tests on a couple handhelds, and it was pretty solid. But again, like you got to wait in line, and it's free. Like it was the free tier, so I was getting a free experience. When you're at the mercy of free games or a free virtual machine, then you got to take what you can get. But yeah, I feel like with the 12-month plan for GeForce Now, it's like $200. You save a little bit. But again, like over the course of 5 years, that's like $1,000. You don't own your stuff.
Wait a minute, Monto. Whose team are you on? You sound like Nelly now. What's going on? Did you?
I'm like, listen,
He's
just get an Apex at that point.
Just get an Apex. He's like, look at that package deal you got. Yeah.
No, so yeah, it's I mean, for $200 a year, I would buy like just a retro handheld at that point, and just import your game library that your acquired game library, and you can run some lower end stuff there. Legally acquired games library.
You backed
yes,
up all those games yourself. I don't know what you're.
You backed them up.
Yes,
and
all
you
by
can
yourself.
also, but yeah, I mean, for some like there's a decent amount of mid-range Android handhelds that can run some lightweight stuff outside of all of that. So I'm kind of in the camp of, there is benefits to streaming, like to cloud gaming, but it's never gonna feel like. It's never gonna feel like the Apex.
I think you gotta stop now.
I'm jumping at the bit.
You gotta stop now.
$2,500.
He's felt the Apex. He knows.
I spent a night with the
We
Apex.
shared a D-pad together.
We shared a
my
night with the Apex.
We shared a D-pad Apex together.
Yeah, the G-pad.
Okay, let me see. Okay, where do I go from here? Because I feel like you've already made an argument for Nelly, and I was gonna go. Okay, wait, Nelly. I know you have a PS5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, have you used PlayStation Premium at all?
I
you tried
have
that?
not. I have not.
Okay.
I don't play the consoles enough to warrant paying a subscription for them. Even the same thing with like Game Pass. I only have it because I've bought so many handhelds that it just keeps giving it to me. And now it's expired, and I'm not renewing it.
Is there a world you would recommend that to somebody though?
Yeah, like if you're a frequent gamer, like even my nephew, I recommend Game Pass to him because he's playing games all the time. He wants to try new games, whatever. Like it makes sense. This is the best option for you. You don't have $80, $90 to just drop on a game that you think you might like because you're not sure yet. You're still getting a feel for the types of games that you're looking for. And if you like the ones that keep dropping on Game Pass, then great, finish those off. And if you decide to get it on Steam later on sale, you can still transfer those saves for the most part over to your Steam game save file, just like I did with Expedition 33. I tried it on Game Pass, then I flipped it over to Steam and moved the save file over, and it was great. But you know what? When you guys mentioned, when Monto mentioned the Wi-Fi and not having a good signal in different places, all I could picture is like Clef just like walking around with like this satellite style backpack, Starlink, just like beaming up, and he's like, "I have the best connection."
Looking like Death
anywhere
Stranding.
I go.
Just
Like,
Needs that-
plugging it.
He probably has that Zotac VR backpack. Remember that thing? He probably has that. No,
Get a good router. It's not that hard.
I feel like okay.
Bring it with you.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what?
I was waiting.
Use
I
that
was,
line
I was
going
waiting for you to say that, Nelly, because before that, I was just about to respond. That was such a like level-headed take. I don't know where to go from here. I'm completely lost. But thank you for saying that. So now it's easier. Clef, what's
Yes.
you were using like Xbox Game Pass
Heck yeah,
for a little
dude.
bit, right? Yeah.
I have. When I say I dabbled, there's probably a few people in chat that will remember OnLive. I was on OnLive. I see. The thing is, it's been so long since I've been more excited about tech than I was about the games. Because after a while, games were just redundant. So I leaned hard on the tech. So OnLive for me was super wild to think that you're streaming and you would have like a wallpaper of people playing from all around the world. But these days, one thing that if you want to try streaming, try them all. And what Monto said about GeForce Now, the free tier, absolutely try it. This is a great way to know if it works for you because, for example, the amount of people that was batching on Stadia, and I get it, but for me, Stadia was like super duper efficient. Granted, they have servers in Montreal where I'm from, so it was like almost as good as powering up a console. It was so reliable. And by the way, quick thing, the only thing that struggles for encoders is green for some reason. So if there's a lot of grass, your experience will falter. But xCloud is absolute for me. It's terrible. It's just not good for me. Based off of where I am, it doesn't look good. But there's one that no one mentioned, and I would strongly encourage everybody to try if you haven't. And such a great point of entry for cloud streaming, Amazon Luna. Amazon Luna is an awesome service. As long as you have the Prime, you don't pay. They bring new games, and I'm pretty sure you can link in some of your accounts also to tap into your own library. Amazon Luna is pretty legit, and it used to be kind of meh in terms of performance, but they greatly improved it. I tried like every 2 months or so just to, see how it feels, how it improved, and Amazon Luna is such an easy point of entry. If you have Prime, try it. It's free. It's there, and they just added Alan Wake 2 for free. If you're a Prime member, you can play Alan Wake 2 right now over Amazon Luna. Worth it.
And
How
claim
is
those
that
free
controller?
games too. By the way,
How is that controller though, Clef?
It's just like Stadia. You can move seamless from a controller to a keyboard and mouse, and you can bring your own controller. You don't have to use the Amazon Luna controller. The Amazon Luna controller, I do have it. It's decent. It's good. It's like first party. It's pretty much on par with the Stadia one. Like, it's not going to break any boundaries of like what you would expect a great controller to do in these modern times. But yeah, don't get it. Get something else, and it's going to work just fine.
Yeah, does it do anything?
It's decent.
Does it do anything special?
No, I mean, it's supposed just like Stadia, because Stadia used to say that their controllers had like a more direct access to their server. My understanding is the Luna controller, I couldn't explain how that works, but I would think the Luna controller might have that. I tried it. To me, it didn't feel better. I mean, it has a 3.5 millimeter jack, if that's important, but it's not the only controller to do it. There's a lot of options. Just get a G7 Pro or Dual Sense. That's going to work fine, and it's going to be a great experience. Like, whenever I want to play Fortnite, because I don't play Fortnite, but every now and then I got to go in there to check whatever, I use Amazon Luna. I don't want to download 100 gigabytes. Just tapping into Luna.
I feel like you're going into this directly into this next question that I was just going to ask, and this is a great place to transition to that. Like, what advice do you have, like any of you, for anyone that wants to try this like streaming setup? Like, any tips? Any suggestions? Like, you know, don't say, please don't say just go and buy Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
No.
I mean, that's you know, that's very
Can I
expensive.
tackle it?
Yeah, of course, please.
You have a bunch of devices that can give you streaming capabilities, whether it is local or cloud, to the point Monto dropping Moonlight or Artemis on a 2DS. But here's another funny thing. If you have an LG OLED and you don't mind like hacking it for 30 minutes, use a guide online, you can install Moonlight directly to your LG TV. Like, you don't even need to buy hardware, and well, you do, but you know what I mean, like extra hardware. There's a lot of even monitors now that have like an operating system will have GeForce Now or Moonlight pre-installed on them. Samsung, I'm pretty sure they have a deal with NVIDIA. All Samsung TVs now come with GeForce Now. You have a plethora of devices, and that's the other great thing. You're on iOS, you know, where gaming is apparently coming soon, but Apple is not really helping you in any kind of way. Game Hub by GameSir, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw the news. Anyways, I'm drifting off here. My point is, doesn't matter what platform you're on. You can be on Linux, you can be on iOS, you can be on Mac, you can be on Windows. You will have a solution with streaming. So that would be my advice. Just look at the device you have, see what fits better for what you're trying to do, and then do it. And to the point, because I know, Monto, you're a big retro handhelds guy. There's a lot of retro handhelds that will do very, very good. Like you said at the very beginning, not all of them, but there's a lot of them that will do great for streaming as well. So
Yeah,
I think that's a great point, Clef, because you know, our mutual friend Alex Too Loud Tech, who hosts Save State podcast with our good friend here Monto too. He was talking about streaming to the Thor and then having some other. I mean, he probably has like My Little Pony on the bottom screen. I don't know, but like he was saying, like he was watching something else while he was streaming on his top screen, and like, yeah, you know, you're making some sacrifices there, but like that's a pretty cool setup. You know, as long as you have like you know, like Zach was saying, you know, a decent connection, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Do you have some advice for doing something like that, Monto?
I mean, yeah, just going off of Clef's point, there are an overwhelming amount of options in terms of not only the devices that you can stream to, but also the services that you can stream from. Streaming has been around. It's been around for like 15 years at least. And so it's at a pretty solid point right now where you can at least try a couple different apps, because a lot of these things, a lot of the devices that you probably have are Android or iOS or some sort of like it's anything that supports streaming. So yeah, I'd say just like if you look at the price of something like the Apex or like any sort of x86 device, and you're like, whoa, I can never afford that in my lifetime or the next, then just give streaming a shot. And you know, a lot of them probably do like a trial, maybe like a 7-day trial. I don't know for sure, but yeah, just look into it, try it out. There's no harm. You don't really need to install much outside of just like a thin client app. It's super easy to get into. So yeah, give it a shot, see if you like it.
I agree. Nelly, Zach, what do we think? One router or one medium-priced Xbox HAL IX? Like, what is it?
Zach, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was thinking, you know, like, in Monto's line of thinking, like, an x86 device, like, even $1,000 right now, like, with the exception of maybe RAM, but, like, I'm doing the thoughts in my head, like, you know, like, let's say you want to build your own for, you know, a local stream, you know, even a $100 probably GPU could get you 1080, maybe 2 or 3. Just to be on the high end. $300 for that, $200 or $300 for motherboard, CPU, air cooler, you're about 6. You know, $100 power supply gets you to 7. A cheap case, maybe you're at about 8. And I mean, you're still got room for RAM for a couple $100. I mean, you're at 1,000 there, so you're right around Xbox Ally, and then you know, you got your phone in your pocket, which, you know, they always say the best camera you have is your phone, or, you know, the best camera is the one you have on you, which is always like your phone, the one in your pocket. There, we got there. Which, I mean, I'm looking at mine right now, so I mean, it's the same thing. I mean with handhelds almost, like, I mean, do you guys not have phones? Like, the best handheld's the one you got in your pocket. Like, an S25 Ultra, you've got, it's like a 7-inch at 20:9, but when you shrink it down to, you know, the 16:9 aspect ratio with massive pillar boxing, you're right around 6 inches. I mean, and that's a, you know, OG switch. I mean, and as phones get bigger, like, I mean, especially like the folds, you know, that thing's like a 8-inch square. That thing's like at least a 7, I think, when it's 16:9, or, I mean, probably closer to that, you know, 8-inch when you make it a little bit taller at 16:10. So, I mean, there's all kinds of, the options are endless, right? So, I mean, I think it's definitely cheaper than trying to get into the market now, unless, you know, like I said, if what you want is all that power in your hand, like Nelly, you know, she's in that camp, obviously, but like anything from 0 to, I guess, $5,000 now, thanks ayaneo, like that's your range, and it's wherever you think that the value to how much you're spending is and what you're willing to spend. Like, options are endless from bottom to top.
Super quick. Am I the only one feeling like Nelly is just like she's on the prowl and she's waiting
Yeah,
to
I'm
strike?
just waiting.
You know, I'm
Just waiting. Yeah. No, I mean, did anybody else notice that Zach slipped in that 6'7" so casually, but he didn't do this at the same time? Because I don't know that he knows that he did it, but he did do it. Do you know that you did it, Zach?
Subconsciously. Subliminal messaging.
Yeah. He did. It didn't get past me. I noticed.
Okay, Nelly's about to be the apex predator right now, so let's hear it.
Yo.
Okay, you know what's kind of funny is
That's a
in the
great
Apex, there's a 2 terabyte drive, right? And somebody had asked in the Discord, and they're like, "What kind of drive is it in there?" And it's a weird brand, but somebody's like, "Oh, I had a Predator drive in mine." I'm like, "Oh, you had a Predator drive in your Apex?" Yeah, I like that. Like,
That's good.
isn't that good? And just like one person, it's like they slipped a Predator in there.
I was saying,
that,
you know,
man.
I was saying it's such a missed opportunity when
Right?
you know, Acer released that Nitro Blade. Why didn't they call it? Why didn't they call it the Predator? And why they should have been the one that released the Apex,
Right?
Idiots, man, idiots.
I know. Maybe like it'll be like the next gen of Apex when they release like a revamp or something like that. It'll be like the Apex Predator version. Like somebody needs to do it. It's just, it needs to be there.
It's low hanging fruit for sure.
It's low hanging fruit.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, my only like thought around the streaming piece is saving data. Like when Clef's like, I don't want to re-download Fortnite for that 100 gigs. I'm like, I get it. But also I'm like, why aren't you just getting the 0 build pack? Who downloads the full 100?
because I don't play Fortnite. I play everything around it. I play the Lego thing.
It's like
So.
it's like going on Game Pass and then downloading Black Ops 7 and then still getting all the other packages.
Yeah.
No, you gotta unselect that. Our memory is precious. It
You're
costs
right.
a
You're,
lot.
Costs
you're
a
right,
lot.
Clef. She was just ready to.
I was just waiting.
She was ready.
You don't know Fortnite.
Yeah. Who downloads 100 gigs? Who does that?
Oh my god.
But like saving space is real because when I think about all my devices and all the hard drive space that I have in it, I'm like, I'm literally downloading the same games on every single device across the board, and it's filling the same space across the board. And so, yeah, there's some value in streaming against like some of the other ones, so you don't fill the space with so much. Like if you're, keyboard and mouse on Call of Duty, maybe don't put it on the handheld. Maybe stream from there and play it. Like I don't know. I wouldn't do that with Call of Duty because I'm not someone who would take that latency risk.
You're not a degenerate like that.
But I'm not downloading 100 gigs if I don't have to.
There. I'm surprised you went that route. I thought you were going to talk about the Portal because there's something to say about the Portal.
The Portal is cool.
It is cool.
It is super cool. And I do like it. I almost thought about selling it, and I was like, you know what? It keeps getting better. So I'm going to hang on to it.
It does. It does. And then, I mean, I know this is not everyone's cup of tea, but for me, being able to carry that, super high quality haptics and those adaptive triggers.
It feels good. It feels good.
Come on.
Oh, it feels good in bed.
It
Hey,
feels
yo.
amazing in bed.
After hours, yo, come on.
Oh wait, that's not the right segment, right, GG? I'm sorry.
Clef, how much did Robotech and Ernie pay you for that Portal plug? Because anybody who isn't on our Discord, they don't know that Robotech and Ernie love their PS Portals.
Because they got good taste. Okay?
It is good. Like it is a
to
good
that
device.
point. To be fair though, like the PS Portal, even though it was panned like at launch, I mean it has improved because now you can actually stream games to it, like through PS Premium, which is actually kind of cool. So it is like a PlayStation version of something better than a G Cloud, more or less. So like that is kind of cool in that context. And you can buy like a lot of used ones out there now. I think they're probably not in the best condition, but it's like less than $150 US, like $140 US or something like that. So if you're already sitting on the PS5 or you have a PS5 Pro, like this is a great way to make use of it, right? But a different way to make use of like the hardware that you already have, and this time you don't have to hold your peace, Nelly, because I know this is definitely your wheelhouse. Like the option is an eGPU, right? You don't have to run out and get, the Apex, some other 395 device, because you already have, your Legion Go. You have, well, not the OG Ally. Sorry, you're kind of screwed there. But like, you have, an Xbox Ally X even. You don't have to go and return that. You do have other options, right? So like, what would you suggest for them, Nelly? Like, if they're not going to go that route of the 395 and they want to do an eGPU.
eGPU, the onexplayer 1X GPU 3 is pretty exciting. Like having the 7090 in there, super exciting because that's a compact unit you can just take with you on the go. Like if you're traveling somewhere, it's a more portable form factor of an eGPU. Not that you're going to use it like sitting on a bench or something like that. You can't do that. I would totally try it camping though if I had a giant one of those huge bricks like the. Yep. I would totally bring the eGPU and just try that and just push that power in the country wilderness. Anyway,
for sure.
No,
for sure.
Okay. So the 1X GPU 3 is like what I would recommend if you want something portable, but that's not going to be till later in the year. We probably won't see that launch until October, if I had to guess, for like a campaign, and it'll probably go on Kickstarter because Indiegogo's been like an interesting experience for 1X player, especially with the Apex and checking out and paying and all that fun stuff. But the other option is Aostar has a new dock eGPU that's coming out, and it's the same as the AGO2, but it's the new model. I believe it's called the AGO3, and that one has a Thunderbolt 5 port and an Oculink, and it has the 800 watts built-in PSU. So it's just like a slim, imagine like a brick. Like literally a brick. It's that size, and you can dock your GPU on there. So I actually just bought another 9070 XT yesterday. It's a 2-fan one. It's a shorter one because I have a 3-fan Aorus one from Gigabit. I have a 3-fan one, but I bought a 2-fan one. Yeah, that's it right there. So I bought this thing for $8.99 Canadian, and it comes with Crimson Desert for free.
Oh.
So that's...
But what's the model number? Because
It's the Sapphire 2-fan 9070 XT.
So AGO3, I'm sorry. I meant
AGO3. Oh, sorry, that one.
No worries.
Yeah, the AGO3. And that one has the Thunderbolt 5, so you're more future-proof with that unit for the Thunderbolt 5 devices. It's a more compact unit. And then again, you can go up to a 5090 on there like what Clef has. But that 9070 XT that I just bought, again, $8.99 with Crimson Desert for free with a game code. That's a $90 game on Steam that comes out in March. That's like spending $800 Canadian on just a graphics card for a 9070 XT with 16 gigs of RAM. And that's like with that eGPU that he just showed, that's $900 US, essentially. Like,
Where did you get it from?
on Amazon. Which one? Hold on. Are we talking about the graphics card?
The Aostar.
The Aostar. That one you're going to get from the website, but it's not out yet. It's coming soon.
Oh, okay,
it's out in like a month-ish.
I see. Okay.
Like I think it comes out in March, but that's the one that I would recommend getting because you have that Oculink and the Thunderbolt 5. And then again, pairing it with like the 9070 XT, that's the best bang for your buck. And if you buy one right now, there are certain ones that have Crimson Desert for free with it, which is a $90 game. Pretty sweet deal.
Okay.
To that point too, for those who are uninitiated in eGPU space, like Clef has mentioned this in a previous stream before too. If you're using a Thunderbolt 5 eGPU, like you're still going to gain a little bit of performance on a host device, like you're using an Xbox Ally X or a Legion Go or something like that, even though those are limited by their USB 4 version 1 port. There's just more bandwidth being sent that way. So to Nelly's point too, like you are kind of future-proofing yourself because we realistically don't know when we're going to get like a Thunderbolt 5 USB 4 version 2 handheld, right? So you can still reap some of those benefits right now. And the AGO3 is one of your options, right? And it's a easier option. And you do realistically have other options. Like I have this like Paladin one or whatever that is also a Thunderbolt 5. That one is only Thunderbolt 5 and backwards compatible with like Thunderbolt 4 and USB 4 version 2. Doesn't have Oculink, but it does have an M.2 slot. So if you have an extra, like M.2 storage space, like what are you doing? You should be like investing that in some stocks or something. No,
putting in a necklace,
seriously,
right? That's what you said.
Yeah, making a necklace.
Making a necklace.
Yeah, for a wedding present. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like you have some options there if you're not going the kind of all-in-one eGPU solution, right? For the all-in-one eGPU solution that Nelly was talking about earlier, you do have fewer options. Like probably the biggest, most mainstream option is like the new XG Mobile options from Asus, like the 5070 Ti and the 5090. You're going to be spending a lot of money though. That like to be clear, like you're going to
at least 3 routers.
At
Well, for the 5090, yeah,
Or
for the
6
5090,
Steam
yeah.
Decks.
Or 6 Steam Decks, yeah. Yeah, there you
Steam
go.
Decks 3 routers. Steam Decks
But-
are out of stock, man. You can't buy those anymore.
But but at the same time, I mean, yeah, you are going to, when you are tethered to that eGPU, you are going to be getting performance above something like a 395. So
it's almost double. It's
it's
like literally double.
Yeah, and you shouldn't. I want to let Clef talk about this because Clef has a lot of experience in this. But like, if you watch some eGPU videos, don't be scared by people saying, "Oh yeah, you're going to be like so bottlenecked, or you're going to have like low 1% like frame rates and stuff." The thing is while that stuff's true, it's still going to give you much more performance. Like
Yes.
Clef.
That is indeed the case. And one of the things that could also be very interesting, depending on how you find those options compelling, but in my testings, and it makes sense if you think of the pipeline for a GPU, ray tracing has zero impact on being used through an eGPU. So, like you're not hurting your performance beyond the fact that you're running ray tracing, of course. But what I'm saying is you're not going to get bottlenecked because you're using ray tracing. So that could be an interesting venue as well. Or now that is with an asterisk. I tested a lot of frame gen also through eGPU, and in my testings, it seems like the host computer is not able to, or rather the GPU and the eGPU is not able to cap it, and I crashed a lot. But if you don't push it too hard, this is a super cheat code to like drastically improve the performance of your eGPU. So to the point, if you have like a 5000 series from NVIDIA, having 2X, I had zero problem. 3X, 4X, it was like within 30 seconds a crash, basically. It really wasn't all that great. But the feature is still there, so it's a trial and error, and maybe they'll improve it. But one thing for sure is that 2X got past the logistics of a bottleneck. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because there's definitely, bottlenecks are definitely a thing, and there are heavy diminishing return if you go in like a super performant eGPU, especially if you're relying on USB 4 and Thunderbolt 4 on both your OS device and your eGPU enclosure. But yeah, anyways, I'm drifting off at this point. All in all, it's very interesting. You should tackle it if you want as an option. I think it's great, and it's also a great upgrade route, right? Especially if you set up your own enclosure. Eventually, to what Nelly said, if you get an AG03 and you want to upgrade the GPU, like Gigi said, yes, you will hit a bottleneck, but you'll still get some performance in return. So I love eGPUs. I think they're great. Honestly, they have sold me.
And
Beard looks ray traced.
And
Thank you.
And Clef is talking about, the multi-frame gen that's like built into like DLSS or, like FSR, but we didn't talk about
Lossless.
We didn't talk about Zach's favorite thing, the quacker, right, Zach?
Yeah, lossless.
Which you can also do while you're streaming, right?
Did the Navi voice? It sounded like when he did that. Lossless.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, lossless scale. I mean, I do that with Artemis Apollo. Like I, send it to my phone, Legion Go, whatever. Just it's the same concept, just on a. You're basically, you just have a virtual screen for your computer, basically, on your phone or, whatever device is not the host, the client. So on the client side, I mean, you're basically just creating a fake screen for your host. So you just set, my Legion Go's 1600. I can set that to, set the game to 800 and then turn on lossless scaling. Boom, I'm at 1600. I mean, just the same way as anything else that you would, internally, except now you're just streaming it. Shoot, I mean, you could pair that with the eGPU. I mean, like, take a Legion Go, dock it into an eGPU, and then send it to your phone and scale it down. I mean, you could. There's a world where everything we've talked about, you can just have the whole thing, right? Just do everything.
You know that video that I was referencing earlier with the XG Mobile on the Ally and then playing PC VR with it. I literally had a comment, I think it was like a month ago or whatever. They're like, this is the only video that has done this or whatever on all of YouTube. I'm like, yep, because no one else is this crazy to do this kind of nonsense. But it is absolutely, to Zach's point, something you can do. And, basically what we're trying to say in this entire show is that you do have options, right? I guess not if you're broke. Like, if you're broke, then you completely have no options whatsoever. But
this is the option.
It's the only option.
This is the option.
Yes. But, that said,
Lossless scale your money.
we need the multi money gen. Infinite money
quick.
glitch.
I just want to highlight this chat because this is something that you are well versed in, GG. I dabbled a little bit because indeed with LS you can do that. So to what Enstern said, Zach, if you have your eGPU, like giving you the processing power that you need for your games, you can then use your APU, iGPU to handle the processing power of lossless. GG, I know you tested a lot. How has it been for you doing that?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Rhodes, for mentioning that. Absolutely. You can do the frame gen on your handheld. So the handheld's APU handles the frame gen, and then your eGPU is rendering the game, right? You don't even have to connect that to an external monitor, which is like the really wild thing. So, you bought the two GPUs, you can use both GPUs, right? It's honestly great. I have tried to build whole setups basically just surrounded by using that kind of thing, and while it's not perfect because it does require some messing around, for example, if you have a Thunderbolt 3 eGPU in the Razer Core X Chroma, that loss of 8 gigabits actually does matter more in that scenario because you're sending the data back and forth. So that is where you want something like, USB 4 at the very least, right? And Oculink actually does really well for that too. So it's great. Like, honestly, to be fair to, competitive people, the aggressive people that really like Apexes and would play it like, Call of Duty and stuff, probably not for them, because like FrameGen introduces like more latency, right? But at the same time, if you're starting at a high enough base frame rate, and I know like a lot out there in the audience already know, when you're starting with a reasonable frame rate, most times for desktop, people would probably say at a base frame rate of 60, and then you double that or you triple that. That's like a great experience. It looks incredibly smooth, and it feels around like 60. On handheld, I think you could get away with it being like 40s, right? And then like doubling or tripling that. That's still going to be like a great experience. But, I primarily play like, filthy casual single player games. So, that's me. Yeah.
Honestly, at least what I've seen from like streaming, even FrameGen, like internal, like the latency's not too bad, but although again, I don't play COD, but I think even if you do play COD or Battlefield, like unless you're like an esports, unless you're Shroud or somebody like that, right? I doubt you're going to notice a difference. It's not, the FrameGen's not why you're losing, all right? You just suck.
If you're bad, just say so.
I'm bad. I don't play them, but like for reference, single player, whatever. Expedition 33, is a good example. Like I suck at parrying. But when I figure it out, it's nice. And I've been able to figure it out even with, FrameGen on streaming. I think both lossless scaling plus I was streaming it to all those latency penalties. I can still find those.
That's impressive.
Windows, so the latency's not nearly as bad as it used to be on any of these things. Like the technology is just getting better, at least in that regard, over time.
I agree. And before we wrap things up in a nice tidy bow for everyone, Monto, what would your selling point be for Nelly to get a retro hand? No, I'm just kidding. I won't do it.
But like, which one of those ones is the retro handheld? They all look the same.
As a person who is who has a strong background in retro handhelds, that's all of what your content is. Like, do you think any of your audience or people who are primarily interested in retro handhelds, like interested in all in like the streaming aspect of it, or like do you think they're actually like sleeping on that potential?
I know Stubbs is interested in streaming.
There you go.
He is a streaming aficionado as of late. Nice. Ever since finding the golden goose of 0 millisecond decoding latency, he was chasing that, and he's been chasing it ever since. But no, I think that a lot of when it comes to retro handhelds, a lot of the community and like the handhelds kind of center more around just getting the best experience of these classic games and finding handhelds that can natively run them. So when it comes to modern games, like we already got such a backlog of classic games that it will take multiple lifetimes to catch up and get through them if we ever do. But in terms of, what's been happening lately is with all the Windows like emulation side of things on Android and the translation layers, there's been so much progress in that I think that's kind of overshadowed streaming has taken a back seat to that shiny new object of especially with Valve starting to make those translation layers more mainstream. And like we see the event horizon is approaching us fast, where we can finally actually play most of these Windows games that are reasonable on Android. We see that approaching, and I think everybody's got shiny object syndrome on that, and they forget about streaming. I'm one of them. I fall victim to that too. I'm like, this looks so sick. I couldn't care less about streaming. And then I stream my games and I'm like, oh, this is great. Why didn't I just do this? I have everything. I got the powerful, the powerful main PC, and then I can play it on my tiny handheld. But you can also do that with cloud streaming too. So I think that it's overlooked because it's not too shiny or gloss. It's not too attractive, I guess. There's no wow factor in streaming. Let's be honest here. Like, streaming is a means to an end. It's a means to get to that game and play and have that game experience. So as long as you can figure out the most optimal way to do that, it's you're gonna have to get your hands dirty, maybe. I don't know, but I think that it's definitely super viable, and there's never been a better time to try out any streaming service. As Clef mentioned earlier, even Amazon Luna. Like, I don't think when's the last time anyone remembered Amazon Luna. I just claim my free games from the Amazon Prime thing, and I dip. I don't stick around for the Luna after party. But yeah, I think if there's one thing you should take away from this stream, it's, hey man, streaming still exists. Streaming's still just like chilling. They're like they're just like that just person in the corner of the party, just like,
Dang.
like they're there.
Like, hey,
Like, hey, like, oh hey, what's up, dude?
can we hang out?
What's up? You're still here. You're still
Did you say
here.
something?
Cool too.
Did you
You've
say
been here
something?
for 15 years.
Oh god, I'm not sure if that's. I mean, it started sounding like it was endorsement, and then it started
got
going
sad.
the other way for Nelly again.
I'm really sad.
I was okay. So before we wrap up the show, I just wanted to say, well, first of all, there's an after show which is Handhelds Unhinged. Which, reminder, because this is being captured live, you cannot catch this after show if you are not part of this live show. And if you are catching this replay, you can only catch it on Patreon, because we are pulling it after this live recording because we're going to get in trouble otherwise. And with that said, I was going to just speak for Nelly at this point and say, what happens if you don't have to stream and you don't have to emulate? You could just play it on the device. Nelly, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right, yeah.
We can pull out the Apex again.
There we go. Yep.
Whip it out.
There it is. There it is.
Bring
Yep.
it back. Oh,
That's it. Yep. Just have that, and
Oh,
then you don't
yeah.
need to do all that. I guess.
hello. Sorry, Monto. You need an Apex? Yeah.
Hold on, sorry, I got dial up. What'd you say? Sorry, it costs only 25 of these.
We're gonna wrap things up now, folks, and thanks for joining us for this Speedcast. Now we're gonna shift over to our live after show. Thanks, everyone.
Join the after party.